As you can see, we're high over Ki-Ro Gambrell Field, leading our way into the Golden Viking Room just 24 hours before the Jasper Vikings kick off at home against Centerpoint. And here I am, James Phillips, with Coach Philip Bailey for the first Meet the Vikes of the season. How's it going, Coach?
Good, man. Good. Appreciate you guys being here. Always thankful to have an opportunity to talk about our program and talk about our kids and all the great things that they do and that we have going on. So appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we've been together for a couple of years now doing this. A lot's changed since last year. I lost a leg, among other things, and you've got
a peg leg now.
You've gained a child, among other things.
I have, yes, Bo. Yep, he was born July the 8th, so I guess he's about 5 weeks old right now. But he's doing well, man, sleeping pretty good, eating well. It didn't take him long to figure out how to eat, he just that honest.
Right. That probably comes from Daddy, doesn't it?
It definitely comes from Daddy, I can assure you that. But Mama and baby are both happy and healthy. I mean, couldn't ask for any more. So seamless, delivery, and he's healthy and doing well. So everybody's thriving, man. Got Coop. He's at a new school this year. Cooper's my oldest. He started 4th grade at Maddox. Wallace, my middle child, he graduated from Mitchell's Place.
Right.
So he started at TR this year. And then we got Bo. So Molly will spend a little time at home with him. She'll stay home, I think, through the end of October. With him. So,
I guess Big Brother's already teaching him how to tackle and wrestle. And
he is, man. He's going to get tough fast.
Yeah,
that's what I told him. So Wallace kicked him out of his little, the little booster seats or whatever. Yeah, kicked him out on the floor the other day. He was fine. It wasn't bad, but
they tough at that.
He's going to have to. Yeah, he's the youngest of 3 boys, so he's going to have to toughen up fast.
Yeah,
but he's doing well, man. Appreciate you asking.
It's kind of good that the cranium is built on those little ones, so they kind of sink in a little bit when they make.
Yeah, they got that soft spot. It's so he'll be okay.
I think they'll be fine. Let's talk a little bit about spring practice before we get into fall camp. How'd spring look for you? What'd you think?
You get 10 days. That's what the state gives you, as far as your spring evaluation period. And that's a time that you take to focus on yourself and evaluate what you have and who can do what. Played minor out here in the spring game, a very good minor football team now. I'm just telling you, that team's going to make some noise this year, man. That's a very good football team. So there was some positive things in that game, and then there were some negatives as well, and certainly some things that we learned, about what we were doing and about, kids that we had in spots and a lot of good information that we gained from that spring game. So everybody came out of it relatively healthy, and that's what you want out of spring. You don't want any, big time injuries or anything like that. So all in all, like I said, as far as an evaluation period, we learned a lot, and there were certainly some positives to take from it.
Well, how about let's talk about fall camp some. You're a day away now.
We're game week.
Are you ready?
Yeah, as ready as you can be for the first one. No, the kids have been working hard, man. They've put in a lot of work. I think they're really ready to go play someone else, tired of hitting each other. But the fall camp nowadays is not like the fall camps, that I went through.
Right.
You'd have 3 weeks and you'd have 2-a-days, and it's not like that anymore.
Y'all barely put pads on before a game.
The way the rules are set up. You get 2 days in helmets, 2 days in shells. Our first day of full pads was the Friday before Meet the Vikes, and then we got 3 padded practices earlier that week. Had kind of a run through in shells, and then we had Meet the Vikes on Friday, and then now we're in game week. So we'll do a little bit of banging, man. As far as our starters against each other, not a ton. You got to simulate the speed of the game and try to stay sharp, but you also got to keep people healthy, and that's the line that you got to find as far as your preparation, especially this time of year, of staying sharp and getting the work you need, and then staying healthy. But I think our guys understand how to practice pretty well. They've done a pretty good job of staying off the ground, staying off the quarterback, and doing those type of things. So I like this team, man. I do. I like where they're at. There's a lot of work, left to be done, and a lot of getting better that we need to do. But at this point, I like where we're at, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity that they have this season, and I'm excited to run them out there and see what we can do.
We'll kind of go over both sides of the ball, just who should stand out. I know you're going to start with quarterback. He's been here for a while now.
Yep.
It's senior season for Spencer.
Yeah, so we'll start there. Spence will be a senior, third year as a starter. He's a talented kid, man. He can spin it, he can run. You know, a lot of what we do on offense, really a lot of what anybody does on offense, man, it goes through the quarterback. But his decision-making ability, his ability to put the ball where it needs to go, and then to create things with his feet. He's a good player, man. Running back, got a young kid, Makai Pledger, who will just be a freshman. Really excited about him. And about the kind of the top end as far as his future in this game. He's got a really bright future, man. Garrett Busby is a guy who's a junior who has played some receiver for us. He's moved to running back, and he's really, really pleased with where he's at running back. He's done a good job, man. So H-backs, which is kind of that hybrid position for us, you'll see that guy. He'll be lined up in the backfield as a fullback. He'll be lined up on the line of scrimmage as a tight end. He'll be flexed out as a receiver. A lot of versatility in that spot. Hudson Hand, who is just a 10th grader, man. One of the most dependable people in our program, one of the smartest kids on the team, man. Really pleased with him and what he brings to the table and does for us. Malachi Gilmore is a guy that you'll see at H-back. He has played some D-line for us in the past. You may still see him doing that again at some point or another, but you'll see him out there at H-back as well. Up front, Colin Langley, Max Kane, Taylor Eads, Drake Britt, Levi Hardenbrook, Grant Bailey. Those are all guys that you see up there. Colin and Taylor are both seniors, man, really taking on leadership roles. Done a good job. Max and Levi are 10th graders. They've come a long way, man, over the past year. I mean, as far as their development and maturity in this game. And then Drake Britt's a junior. Grant Bailey's a guy who's just a freshman. You know, he battled some illness stuff during camp, so he's just now really kind of getting back in the flow of things. But I like those guys, man. They get after it. They work. It means a lot to them. They do it the right way. And
I've seen some video during the offseason of some of those guys, and they can lift some weight, too.
Oh, yeah, they work now. They work, man. And I've always said that about coaching O-line. If you know where to go and you play hard, you got a chance. You got a chance. So they work at it, man. And like I said, it means a lot to them, you know. So receiving core, man, excited for the opportunity that group has. So the three that you'll see out there, you know, more than any others, Corey Shepard, Titus Waldrop, and Bubba Odom. And they're going to look the part when they run out there. I mean, they are, man. They're all long, big-bodied guys. So I'm excited about the opportunity to stretch the field horizontally and vertically that they have. Brody Garrett is another kid who's just a freshman who's done a lot of really nice things for us. Excited about the future he has. Carter Reed is a guy who you can see get in the mix at that position. Going over to the defensive side, man, our D-line, really and truly, they have the opportunity to be one of the strongest position groups on the team. Trey Reese has had a really good offseason, really good fall camp. He's got some twitch, man. He can be disruptive. Braxton Houston, who was voted a team captain by his peers. So we did that earlier, I guess, right at the end of summer, voted for permanent team captains. All right, so that was Corey Shepard, Colin Langley on offense, and then on defense it was Cole Sargent and Braxton Houston. So three of those guys are seniors. Braxton Houston is just a junior, which I think speaks very highly of him to be selected by your peers. That's what I told him, my man. For your teammates, okay, to say that they want you to be the captain of their football team, that's the greatest honor in team sports.
Right.
And I wholeheartedly mean that. So that's a testament to him being a junior and getting that honor. He's going to be a good one, man. We've had a lot of problems blocking him during fall camp, and I'm ready for him to be someone else's problem. Right. It's not my problem anymore, man. JoJo Odom, just be a 10th grader, man. He's about 240. He's got a really bright future in this game at D-line. Sasai Mitchell, bigger kid in there at nose guard. You can see him. So linebackers, Mason Bates, Landon Castillo, Roman White, Braylon Terrell, DeCorey Poe, Elijah Kimbrell, several guys that could get in the mix and see time there at linebacker. On the back end, Andrew Ross, Ethan Caldwell, Kobe Mason at corner, Cole Sargent, Logan Naramore. Logan Naramore is a guy who you could see playing multiple positions on defense as far as linebacker, safety, very versatile, very selfless. He's a team first guy. He's done a nice job. And then Connor Elmore, I believe, mentioned him as well on the back end. So, yeah, that's kind of the rundown. Specialist now. Going back to the spring game, again, we were evaluating, trying to kind of get some things figured out kicking-wise during the spring game. We have picked up a couple of newcomers, new to our program, soccer guys, kickers, Pedro Ponce, and then Carlos Portillo, who can kick it, man.
Both those guys, I've coached both those guys.
Yeah, you soccer background. Really enjoyable kids.
They're great.
Have enjoyed getting to know them, being around the team. Team loves them, man. Team has embraced them. I think they love being a part
They're
of it.
both great kids, and they're hard workers.
They are, and they can kick it, man. And they love it. And they encourage each other and compete with each other. So when we're in specialty periods and kicking field goals and that kind of stuff, I mean, just the positivity. They are all pulling so hard for each other.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about them, man, as far as kickoff, as far as PAT field goal. And then Nathan Morrison as well, who's another soccer player, will be in the mix there. So, yeah, fired up about our kicking unit, man, and what they bring to the table also.
Well, I know other than just what you guys have been doing on the field, you've been doing a lot of stuff off the field to kind of promote the program. You guys had the Shrimp Bowl before the spring game.
The tailgate. Yeah.
You've had a mattress fundraiser.
We did do that.
You had the big fundraiser with Cole Kublik speaking.
Yeah.
And then we had Meet the Vikes. So how have all those events gone?
Busy, man. It never stops. Tailgate fundraiser, man, that's always a lot of fun, in conjunction with the spring game, and sell the tailgate spots on the practice field, have a Shrimp Bowl. So had a great turnout, man. Raised a lot of money for that. We'll also be doing a similar type tailgate for the homecoming game this year, which is the Hayden game. I believe September 30th is the date for that. So that'll be a lot of fun, man. Have the Viking wall for the players, cheerleaders, come walk down the middle of the tailgate before they take the field.
Right.
Mattress fundraiser was good, man. That's something we do every year, kind of a unique fundraiser, but certainly made some money off that. And then the kickoff auction, that's one of our big ones, man. That's one of the most fun events that we do. Cole Kublik was our guest speaker, did a really good job. I think we sold like 31 tables to that event, had a bunch of really cool live auction items, a bunch of cool silent auction items, and raised a nice chunk of money through that. So Kevin Callahan, he was the live auctioneer for that. The dinners at his house are always are always one of the crowd favorites, and we certainly appreciate his generosity. I think he sold 3 of those this year, so very generous of him for those, and like I said, raised a good bit of money. And then last Friday had Meet the Vikes, man. So came out of that thing healthy. That's really what you want, that last kind of scrimmage before you go out there. So everybody was healthy, had a good turnout, and it was good. Appreciate you asking about that.
Well, let's talk about the season. We've already mentioned opening game, and I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but for 2 years we talked about how tough 6A, the 6A
I'm glad
region
we're no
was.
longer having that conversation.
So now we're talking about we're in 5A, still a very tough region.
Very tough region.
So tell us about the region. Tell us about your non-region opponents as well.
Yep. So non-region will be Center Point, obviously, this Friday. Coleman, week 2, we'll go up to them guys. And then Homewood, week 10, will be coming to us. So all 3 of our non-region games are 6A opponents. Our region will be Pleasant Grove, Ramsey, Fairfield, Winona, Carver, Birmingham, John Carroll, and Hayden. So it's a very strong 5A region, man. It's a very strong schedule.
Yeah. Well, for people who don't know, Pleasant Grove and Ramsey both ranked in the top 5 preseason.
Correct. Yeah. Pleasant Grove has won the North each of the past 3 years. They've played for state championships 3 years in a row, and then Ramsey has always had a very strong program. And I think they were a little younger last year. He's got a lot of those guys back, and everybody's expecting them to, have a very strong football team this year. So, man, we're pleased to be back down to 5A. But it's a strong, very strong schedule that we have. So we better be buckled up and ready to go. So I'll talk about Center Point specifically, because that's, the next one we got. They got a running back, number 7, that can go now. I mean, when he gets loose, that joker, he can score from anywhere. Quarterback can get loose. He's the same, man. They are electric. Kids. Left tackle, number 55. He also plays D-line. He's a good athlete, man. He's a good player. Number 8, who's an edge guy for them on defense, is long. He's got a lot of twitch. Number 22 is heavy. He's probably about 225. He plays inside linebacker. Number 9 plays inside linebacker, who's a very good player. Number 6 plays wide receiver DB. He's a good one. They got some guys on the back end who can run around, man. We need to be ready to be at our best and to play well, because this is certainly a challenge for us.
As you're calling out numbers, I can almost see in your face you watching the film.
Oh, yeah.
Like as you're saying number 9, I see number 9 in your eyes.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I wanted to mention is that coming up throughout the season, we're going to do some film We're gonna have a segment with some film school, basically, for you showing people what the other team.
Yeah, man, I'll be glad to do it. We'll get in there on the grease board and put up some film.
I think that'd be pretty interesting for people to see.
There's a lot more that goes into this than what the lay person may think. You know, and some people who have played and coached and been around it, they understand what all goes into it. But I guess maybe the typical fan that just comes and sits in the stands, they don't really appreciate the level of preparation that's put into this by the coaches, by the players, how much time and work and energy and effort is spent putting into this. So that's a testament to our coaching staff, man. Very blessed by those guys and then our players, you know, as well. All the work that they put in, certainly thankful for that as well.
Well, and our fans, they see the cool side of Coach Bailey. You know, like
is there another side?
They don't understand the nerdy football guy. The guy
nerdy. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Football
as backhanded as it may be.
Right. But you got to agree, like, you're an X's and O's guy that people really don't see a lot when you're out on the field kind of having fun.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there is certainly an X's and O's side of it, you know, but it's about the kids, man, and make sure that they know what to do, that you're sound in what you do, that you're effective in what you do, and that those guys are playing hard. But we certainly put a great deal of preparation into making sure that we're putting our kids in the right positions to be successful.
And talking about your kids, we'll also each week we'll have a player of the week from the Vikings that we bring in an interview too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Be great. Get those guys in front of the camera. That's great exposure for them, and certainly we'd be glad to be part of that.
The biggest thing about this is to give exposure to the program.
Absolutely.
Make sure people come to the games.
Definitely.
And then highlight the players and give them some experience and some exposure of actually speaking to somebody and doing interviews.
Yeah, definitely. So this Friday, 19th against Centerpoint, 7 o'clock kick. It'll actually also be youth football night. So any youth player from Toy Bowl or flag, whatever, any kind of youth football you play. Also the cheerleaders, the youth cheerleaders, anybody that has on their jersey or their cheerleading uniform, cheerleading shirt, you know, whatever they have. They'll get free admission to the game with a paying adult, you know, with their parent.
Yeah.
They'll be on the field for pregame warm-ups at 6 o'clock, and then they'll run out with the team, you know, through the Viking ship and all that, run out before the game, and then they'll be able to go enjoy the game in the stands with their parents. So, yeah, certainly anything we can do to highlight those guys and the youth football and cheerleading programs, we're certainly pleased and privileged to be able to do that.
Now, if either old-timers got their jerseys from like 60s and 70s, can they get in for free if they wear their jersey?
Youth football, building for the future. But there will be tickets on GoFan, and I know that link will be posted through the school and through all of our social media websites. There'll also be cash accepted at the gate. I believe it's a little more if you pay cash. I think a GoFan ticket is $8, and cash at the gate may be $10 or something like that.
Well, we'll post that.
So you can save $2 if you buy a ticket.
We can post the GoFan on the video as well when we release it.
That'd be great. Yeah, absolutely. So certainly for the first one, man, expecting a big crowd and a great atmosphere. We have a tremendous venue here at Ki-Ro Gambrell, man. It's one of the best venues in the state. Maybe I'm biased, you know, but we certainly feel that way. Great fans, great community support, and it's a wonderful Friday night environment for high school football.
Well, the first week is always just incredible buzz. You know, you're just ready to get out there and hear some pads pop.
No doubt.
And I get so pumped up sometimes, you know, I need one of those hold me back coaches too.
Oh, get back coach?
Yeah, I need a get back coach.
Maybe I could assign somebody.
Yeah, if you can get somebody to help.
Because keep you back
especially now with the one leg, I think I can get away with anything.
If we see a prosthetic thrown onto the field, we'll know where it came from.
Right, exactly.
We'll know it was
that's my way of throwing a flag at the officials.
Somebody get James's leg off the field.
Well, Coach, anything else for the fans?
Man, I think we hit all the high notes. Talked about spring, talked about fundraisers, certainly talked about our kids, talked about the upcoming game for Centerpoint that we got going. So I think we've hit everything we need to, but certainly appreciate our fans and the community support that we have. Need a big crowd out here Friday night. Got a very good Centerpoint team that's coming to town, and we're looking forward to an exciting environment and a very good football game. So appreciate you guys. Go Vikes!
Go Vikes! See you next week.